day, there was a lecture in New South Wales University by one of the students. They wouldn't ask about this. Why? Because their hearts are attached to the things they love. Among the diseases also is that they don't like those good people, those who remind them with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Shaykh and ulama and mosques, they don't like all of these things. They like movie stars, they like singers, they like wrestlers, they like footballers, soccer players, all of these things, they like them because they all belong to this dunya and they all belong to the things they love. But for the hereafter, they don't belong to these things. And let me give you another example. If you find someone who is suffering from cancer, for example, and they told him that your treatment is a chemotherapy. You must use a chemotherapy in order to heal yourself, to cure yourself. And after a course of 6 months of the chemotherapy, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, cured him, and he got rid of that cancer. What if after 1 or 2 years he sees just the name chemotherapy in a hospital? You find him get shocked. I don't like that name. Why? Because he hates that name from the depth of his heart. And this is exactly what happens to people. Even if they claim that we like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we love Allah and we love Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but from the depth of their heart, they don't like them. They just want to escape the fact that there is Allah and there is Islam and there is Salah. So whenever it is mentioned in front of them, as Allah mentioned in the Quran, إِشْمَأَزَّتْ قُلُوبُ الَّذِينَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْآخِرَةِ. They get disdain. They think that somebody is, torturing them. You find expressions on their faces. While the Prophet ﷺ used to say, أَرِحْنَا بِهَا يَا Bilal. Get us to pray, Bilal, in order to be released, in order to be comfortable people, in order to release our agonies and problems. Go to the prayer, as the Prophet ﷺ did with his brothers. Now we got the symptoms and the diagnosis of the diseases of the heart. What are the windows of those diseases? Because the body is like a fortification. It's like a house. And there are sometimes some windows. It's like those who study medicine, they have some places for the viruses and the microbes that comes through the nose, for example, or the mouth, or the ear, or whatever. Those 3 places to those diseases are, first of all, the sight. Because the eye, the vision, is the one that takes everything outside and get it inside your mind and also analyze it. السهم المسموم is the very bad arrow, or the poisoned arrow to the heart, is the thing that you see. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not want you to look at a woman, then you don't look at a woman. Why? Because you will disease your heart. You will make your heart ill. You will bring the problems to your heart. And the second one is when you listen. So when you listen to something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not want you to listen to it, you will also disease your mind and your heart. You will also bring something bad inside your body. And also thinking about things. When you think about something which is haram, unlawful, you are opening a window for the bad and evil things to come inside your body. And also when you speak. That's why Mu'adh ibn Jabal radiallahu anhu, when he asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, are we judged? Are we punished upon the things that we say? Then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, ثَكِلَتْكَ أُمُّكَ يَا Mu'adh. Let your mother, it's just a figurative word that the Prophet ﷺ said to Mu'adh, let your mother lose you. وَهَلْ يَكُبُّ النَّاسِ فِي النَّارِ عَلَى وُجُوهِهِمْ إِلَّا حَصَائِدُ أَلْسِنَتِهِمْ. What makes people come to the hellfire and put them on their faces in the fire except the harvest of their tongues? The things that they say, the records, the 2 angels, Atid and Raqib, who write every single word you say, and in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will find all of these things. And in general, to summarize all of the things that I said, the diseases are of 3 kinds. The first one, al-shubuhat and the shahawat and al-ghafla. Al-shubuhat are those mysterious things. We are living in this time. The Prophet ﷺ said, يصبح الرجل مؤمنا ويمسي كافرا. A man may be a good believer in the morning and may be an infidel or a kafir in the evening. Why? Because of the so many things that you don't find a clear answer for it. Like what happens nowadays, the wars around the world, the conspiracies on Muslims around the world, the things that we don't know which is which. Sometimes you find something and you want to have a clear cut, a white or black, but you can't because of the fitan. That's exactly the time that we are living in. And also shahawat, the disease of shahawat, the things that we love and we put them as a part of our religion. Like there's so many fatwa, you listen nowadays in some different parts of the world that says something violates even, the natural sense. It violates even the natural inclination of human beings. When you listen to a fatwa like the one from Egypt 6 months ago about the man and woman, this thing, nobody even can think about it. And this is shahawat. They apply their shahawat for the religion. They employ their lusts for the religion, then they come up with these fatwa. They just want to mislead people. The Prophet ﷺ said, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَنْتَزِعُ الْعِلْمَ انْتِزَاعًا. Allah does not pick up the knowledge from people. ولكن بموت العلماء, but by the death of the scholars of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the true scholars of Allah. فإذا مات العلماء اتخذ الناس رؤوسا جهالا فأفتوهم فضلوا وأضلوا. When those scholars of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala die, people will take another scholars, but false scholars, not true scholars of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And those false scholars will mislead themselves and they also will mislead people. And this is exactly what happens nowadays. Every day you listen to a new fatwa. Every day someone from the middle of nowhere comes to people and say this is halal and haram, and you don't know where to go. In this case, it is your responsibility to go back again to the sources of Muslims, Al-Quran and Al-Sunnah. Think about Quran. Read what is mentioned in the Quran. Allah says in the Quran, مَا فَرَّطْنَا فِي الْكِتَابِ مِنْ شَيْءٍ. There is nothing that hasn't been mentioned in the Quran. But the problem is that sometimes some people go to the internet and they just write the names that they want to ask about, the fatwa they want to ask about, and they take the first line of the fatwa and they go and this is the fatwa. Especially when you know that those bad people who make their websites like Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah or Ahl Quran or Salaf al Salih, all of them, they mislead people. They are not the Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. They just mislead people. And just nowadays, I went to one of the websites they named themselves Ahlul Quran, and they denied a lot of the features of Islam. They denied so many things. If you go to that website, and I warn you not to go to the website, not to take anything from that website, but just go to the website to see the way people think. They said, we will go to the Quran, take the things in the Quran, and we will not take anything from the Sunnah. The Quran is enough. Which is not true. How did you know about what to say inside the prayer? What to say inside when you go to Hajj and Umrah? It's just by the Sunnah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says about Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, وَمَا يَنْطِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيُ يُوحَىٰ. He does not say anything out of his whims or out of his mind. إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا, it is merely a revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So dear brothers and sisters, what I want you to do today is to see your hearts. What are the problems that you have in your hearts? What are the diseases that you have in your hearts? A very simple test now when you get out of this lecture. When you go to your car or when you go to your house, turn on the radio. If you listen to a music and you find your heart good with the music, oh, this is for Pop Jones. Yeah, I like that, man. Then turn it on again to the Quran station. If you listen to the Quran and say, later on I'll listen to the Quran. It's not now, because now I'm active. I need something to get me more active. If you do this, you must know that your heart is not on the right way. Your heart is a diseased one. Your heart needs an intensive care unit. The intensive care unit is when you get back again to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to the book of Allah. Otherwise, you will carry on developing the problems of your hearts. Jazakumullah khair, brothers and sisters.